This call may be monitored and recorded for quality assurance.
This job would be great if it wasn't for the fucking customers.
You're always this stupid. It is you take lessons.
Just calm down.
Oh, fuck you!
You can't handle the truth.
This call may be monitored and recorded for quality assurance.
In other words, be nice, asshole.
Yeah, so much fun.
Oh, yeah.
It's been one hell of a week.
Oh, God, don't I fucking know it. All right, welcome to another episode of Q as in Cucumber. I'm Lara Mack.
And I'm Tanya Edwards.
And this is the podcast where we point and laugh at stupid companies, customers, and coworkers alike. So, first of all, I want to give a shout out to our newest superfan, Old G.
Old G.
Old
What's
G.
up? What's up, OG?
What's up, dude? So, he commented on one of our YouTube, one of the episodes on YouTube, and was like, "Oh my God, I love you guys." And then throughout the rest of the day, he was commenting on more and more videos.
Oh, how cool!
Like, I'm enjoying these immensely. Love you guys' common sense. I'm like, yeah, we don't really have book smarts, but we're out our ass in common sense.
You're right. Yeah, I have a plethora of common fucking sense.
Thank you. Exactly. So
I have a doctorate in it. Fucking, there's some people
my
that
PhD in
right.
common
There's
sense.
some people don't even have a fucking kindergarten education in it.
So thank you for the kind comments, Old G. I wanted to talk about the Instacart guy this week. I'm just wondering, I'm wondering if he's gotten people yell at him, because he seemed to have like this PTSD reaction, like he thought we were going to hit him or yell at him or something. And I told you about my little Instacart mishap, right?
Like, so a couple weeks ago, I ordered something. The dude kept all my pasta and a couple other things, right?
Mm-hmm.
This past week I needed potatoes, right? So I ordered potatoes. Well, you know how the store sells one individual potato, usually wrapped in that stuff so you can throw them in the microwave for baked potatoes. Well, I didn't have my glasses on. I was just scrolling through. I was like, damn, $1.25 for potatoes. That's a good deal. So I got one, right? Well, that's all I fucking got was one. And I was just like,
you thought it was a bag.
I thought it was a bag of potatoes, right? Like a 5-pound bag,
potato.
Not one fucking potato. Yeah.
Not so much a good deal anymore.
So, right. So I get my order and I'm going through it, right? And it's all sitting on my counter. I was like, why do I just have one fucking potato? Did this bitch really bring me one fucking potato? And then I was like, wait a minute. And I looked back at my order and I was like, you dumb bitch.
Like,
you for real?
fault.
You ordered one fucking
At
potato.
least you checked.
Yeah, I wasn't going to go off. Like, yeah.
Yeah. But this guy showed up. I had put in a big grocery order. I was working. George was working. George stopped, went out, got all the groceries and brought them all in. And I was like, is this it? And he was like, yeah, why? Because I did the order. And I was like, we are missing a ton.
Yeah.
Like, and you know how they, like, when they're going through the store, they'll send you a text like,
right.
Hey, they don't have this, but would you like this as a substitute? Right.
Yeah.
He had been texting me, asking me stuff like that. And I was, because they were out of it. This King Soopers over here is going through a whole bunch of construction.
Yeah.
So some stuff you just can't find. It's not where it's supposed to be because everything's just all kinds of discombobulated. He's texting me like, hey, do you want this? Do you want this? Do you want that? And pretty much everything I was like, no, that's fine. Don't worry about it. And he was like super apologetic. He was like, I'm so sorry. This construction is just crazy. I'm not sure if I'm missing things. I'm like, it's okay.
Yeah.
You can't find it. You can't
Yeah, I mean,
find
even
it.
whenever I go to the store, because the one by my house is rearranging everything.
Right.
Like, okay, I know the fucking chicken was over here,
Yeah.
and now you moved it. Yeah.
It's ridiculous. So I'm like, okay, really don't like, he was just apologizing profusely. I was about to send him a text like, hey, we're missing quite a few things that like you didn't say you needed to replace.
Right.
Like we're missing. And as I'm sending the text, he knocks on the door and he's like, hey, but I also noticed that some of the bags were filled with things we didn't order. I was like, that's not ours.
Right.
So I'm like trying to catch him, and then he knocks on the door and he's like, hey, so I think I mixed up your order and somebody else's order. And I was like, oh, it's fine. We'll just get it straightened out. So he hands us a bag and we hand him back the other bags, right? And he leaves. And then I look and I'm like, we're still missing a bunch of stuff. But before I can text him, he knocks on the door again. And he's like, I royally screwed this up. Can I please bring all this in and you guys tell me what's yours? I was like, sure. So he brought in all these bags and we just sorted everything out on the table. And he was so apologetic. He was just like, I'm so, like, he seemed genuinely afraid of us.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's okay. You owned it.
Right. It's not like you just bounced and was like, ha, 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 you know?
Right.
I mean,
like, you knew there was a problem.
Right.
So you correct, and that, I mean, ego-wise alone, the fact that you knocked on the door twice.
Right.
Like, it's okay.
Because a lot of people would have just kept it going.
Right, exactly. And he didn't. He tried to get it straightened out. So good job, Instacart dude. He left before I could get his name. He was very nice.
Should be on your order, though.
I just felt bad.
Yeah, because, I mean, I've had a few that were, one girl was just like, hey, she messaged me the entire time she was shopping. And I was just like, okay, yeah, that's fine. You know what? Just use your best judgment. I'm working. Like, if I had that kind of time to fool around, like, I would have gone to the store myself. But just use your best judgment. If it's something similar and it's not $5 extra, then go on ahead and get it. Like,
yeah,
you're cool. So, yeah, I mean, some of them are really good. Some of them, though.
Yeah. Yeah, some of them are not.
Some of them just...
I guess it's like anything.
Yeah, I think so. Like, I just had a horrible customer service experience.
Ooh, what happened?
At my gym.
Not that I'm excited.
Right.
I'm like, ooh, what happened?
So I went and I signed up for the gym last week, right? And I got like the $22 a month one at Vasa because you get the classes. So the girl who signed us up, we didn't get a tour or anything. She was like, you guys can look around if you want, blah, blah, blah. And me and Keith were just like, damn, okay. So we fill out all the information on the little iPad, and then we wander around a little bit, you know, and like, okay, cool. We find the class schedule ourselves. You know, basically we enrolled our fucking selves in the gym. So now, mind you, Sophia was like, hey, can you add me on there? And I was like, yeah, sure. So I add Soph on. And it's $22.49 a person. So, okay, that's $44.98, right?
Okay.
So I look on the app because you have to use the app to scan in.
Right.
And it's like $74. And I was like, how the fuck did that happen?
Yeah.
And Sophia had called me earlier and was like, yeah, I just went to the gym. And when I checked it, it said that my total was $97. And I was like, wait a minute. Huh?
How the fuck is this going on?
What's going on? Because you're linked to my account.
Right.
So I asked the girl, same girl that enrolled me. I was like, hey, what's this about? Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
She was like, oh, it's fine. It just is, it's nothing. Blah, blah.
It's my money.
Right. Didn't give me any sort of explanation. Right. So I talked to Sophia again and she was like, yeah, they don't know what it is. So I was like, okay, so what they need to understand is that it's two separate accounts for some reason now, when it should just be one with the 2 memberships and 1 guest pass.
Right.
So we can't figure out why there's 2 separate accounts. So I go and I talked to this guy, Luke or whatever his name was, right? Mm-hmm. As I was leaving the gym. And he was like, okay, so I see what it is. So it says the $24.98 is for your membership for this month, right? Okay. He was like, and then usually within 60 days, you're charged a $50 annual fee. Okay. He was like, so that's where the 74 is coming from. I said, okay, that makes sense, but please riddle me this. How do I have 2 separate accounts? Like my daughter should be on this account. So I should be paying for hers and mine. So my total should really be like $90-something. And he was like, okay, so her account, she does not have an account. It should be you, her, and the guest pass, and then this. He was like, that would make your total $90-something. I said, okay. I said, well, so here's the deal. That girl right there, I asked her about this morning, and she told me it was fine and sent me on my way. Yeah. And he was like, I was like, yeah, she also signed us up. So then she comes over, right, trying to cut me off at the pass. Mm-hmm. So I was trying to explain to you this morning. No, you weren't.
No, you weren't.
I said, you know what?
You blew me off.
Right. I said, you know what? You had your chance this morning, so you can just stop. And then she kept talking. I was like, eh. Kiki was laughing so hard she had to walk off because I went, eh. Just stop. Just stop.
Just stop.
I don't need you to be in this situation at all. You
your
already gave me the wrong information. You didn't tell me about an annual fee. You were more concerned about the dude in the cowboy hat when we signed up last week that was running on the treadmill with no shirt on than you were showing us around.
Wait, back up.
You heard me. Just tomfoolery.
There was a guy running on the treadmill with no shirt and a cowboy hat on? I think you buried the lead of this story, Tanya. We need to talk about this gentleman. Is he Brenda Desperado's brother? Do you remember Brenda Desperado?
Yeah. This motherfucker's about 5'2".
I'll link that episode down below.
He's got
for you
like
guys.
the classic douchebag, I have no dick tattoo of the barbed wire around his arm.
Oh, Lord.
Wearing some sort of Indiana Jones style leather cowboy hat. And he walks around cock strong, let me tell you.
Oh, God.
Right? I'm going to try to get a picture of him next time I go to the gym.
Please do. I need to see this human being.
This little man. Yeah. So she was more, because he was there when we were signing up, and I just started laughing, and she was just like, oh, staring at him. I was like, oh, well, you look just as stupid as he does. So, yeah. So
you look just as much a fool right there, bitch.
So the guy, Luke, he's like the manager or whatever, and he was like, yeah, she's only been with us 5 days, and she's made a lot of mistakes.
No shit.
And I was like, yeah, no shit, because she needs to go.
Yeah.
I said, so she just blew me off this morning. She didn't tell us everything she was supposed to tell us. She's busy chasing ass instead of helping people.
Yeah.
You know, me and her, I pointed to Kiki, I was like, me and her figured out the app on our own. We signed up for the classes on our own. We figured it all out ourselves without Hot Pants over here trying to help us at all.
Yeah.
I said, and honestly,
Miss Hot and Bothered was
I don't think
too
I would have
concerned.
wanted her to help me
because
she's kind of stupid, if you want me to be quite honest with you.
She's kind of stupid.
She's kind of stupid.
So George read something, there was a comment on one of DJ TJ's, very deep Twitter post.
Oh, yeah.
Donald Trump Jr.
That fucking idiot, too.
Yeah.
I just feel like he breathes through his mouth. He's just disgusting.
But
he probably has that little piece of spit on his mouth all the time.
He made some stupid, big shock. He tried to...
A normal comment for him.
Yeah, he tried to troll somebody, and it was a stupid fucking comment. Are you okay?
Yeah, I just realized how fucking easy it was.
Okay.
Look at this little bitty ass fork it comes with.
Tanya's got this thing of watermelon that she was trying to open for like 5 minutes, and it has a little fork that looks like it's for a Keebler elf.
It's like a midget devil's pitchfork.
It is. But anyway, so he made some stupid ass comment, and somebody said something, and George was like, you need to share that with the girls and with Johan. He was like, because I could see Tanya saying it, and it was like he was ticking through our list of friends, like I could definitely see Jess saying it. I for sure could see you saying it. Carly, absolutely. Like, he was running through the list, and basically what somebody on Twitter replied to his comment and said, somewhere near you is a tree that's working very hard to produce oxygen for you and your brain. You need to find it and apologize.
For real. I mean,
I was like, oh, I love it. Yes. Find it and apologize.
Yeah, because it's just a total waste of that tree's time.
Yeah. I did want to give one shout out here before we get into our listener stories and emails and questions. We had some questions, which I thought was fun. But kudos to Colorado Springs Utilities. Thank you very much. You're stellar, I gotta say. So we get this phone call out of nowhere, and they're like, we've detected a gas leak at your property. We're going to have somebody there in about 3 minutes. Are you home? And is there a dog that we have to be aware of? And I was like, oh, well, the gas thing is on the outside of the fence over here, so you don't have to worry about the dog. So they got here and fixed it in like 10 minutes.
Wow.
And then they walked up to the door, and they were like, you're all taken care of. And it was like, he tipped his hard hat at me and rode off into the sunset like some sort of hard hat Lone Ranger. And I'm sitting here going, he's wearing a mask. And I'm like, who was that masked man? Like, what the fuck? But we didn't even know there was a problem.
Wow.
Thank you, Colorado Springs Utilities. Really appreciate the stellar service right there. Like,
oh, wow.
So, and it wasn't leaking
really
in our house. Like, it was all on the outside. But
right,
still. Like, that's not something you want just happening
right
at your house.
Or like anywhere.
Thank you. So, thank you to Colorado Springs Utilities. You guys are awesome.
Wowzers.
So, we got some good emails this week. This one is from the USA, and it's from Gary G.
Gary G.
Gary G. So, I work as a level 2 help desk tech at a major university under contract with a government agency to provide computer support. We aren't bound by any agreement that we can't point out someone's stupidity to them when deserved.
I need a job there.
I know. George does that because in his job, like, he's not customer service.
Right.
Like, and he really is able to say, like...
You're wrong.
Like, he flat out told somebody the other day who was arguing with him about they didn't want to pay something. And he was like, okay. And they went back and forth on like a bunch of emails. And finally he was like, okay, if you don't want to pay this, you need to give me a better reason than I don't like it. And so far, that's your reason. Like, he flat out said that to them. And that's okay for him to do. I'm very jealous of his job. This was in a day when everyone was getting laptops, but not everyone knew how they worked. So it really could have been yesterday. I answer the phone. I say, hi, this is help desk. This is my name. And the client says, I can't get my laptop to turn off. And I say, okay, did you try holding the power button for 5 seconds? The client says, yes, but it won't turn off. I said, okay, try unplugging it from the power outlet. And the client said, I did, but it still won't turn off. And I say, okay, let's remove the battery and see what happens. The client says, it's still powered on. I said, okay, send it to me and I'll split the money with you. And the client says, money? What the hell are you talking about? And I said, well, you found the only laptop on the world that doesn't require any source of power. And we're going to be rich. And the client says, I'll call back later. And I say, okay, but I was really hoping to buy a yacht. So ask for me. And the client hung up. Clearly, you didn't take out the battery.
Right.
If it's still on. Okay? Don't.
People are stupid.
What the fuck?
I told you when I used to work at that cell phone company, somebody argued with me that Wi-Fi is free and it's just floating around in the air.
Yeah. You're like, yeah.
No, that's not at all how that works at all, sir.
Nope.
Yeah.
Not at all.
But when people think they're right, they really think like they're
yeah.
hard pressed to learn anything else. Like,
yeah.
And at some point, you're just like, okay, sure thing.
Yeah,
and just
exactly.
go about my business.
So this is from Jackie from the UK.
Hello.
And she says, I was driving along the motorway and my phone was connected via Bluetooth. So I could be completely hands-free, except for the button on the steering wheel to disconnect the call. I get one of those invest your money with us thieves call.
Thieves.
As I just joined the motorway. I do the usual, who's calling please? No thank you, not interested stuff. After which, my usual technique is to block the number on my phone. But as I'm driving, I can't do that. I don't know a voice command to block a number. Figuring I'll just do it once I'm stopped. A few seconds later, the same person calls again. And I say, nope, still not interested, and hang up. They call again. I say, nope, fuck off. Click. They call again. I say, fuck off. They call again. Fuck off and die, you cunt bitch. And again, and again, and again. Eventually, I'm amused enough to tell her to say something before telling her to fuck off. Then she says to me, the person she's trying to sell something to, which this is not a great sales tactic, just would really like to reiterate that. The woman says, it's your time you're wasting here, not mine.
So that's not, like, I know here you're not allowed to do that.
Right. I have no idea what the UK's rules
right?
are.
I don't know, but I know that we have had, like, because we take inbound calls for restaurant orders.
Mm-hmm.
We have had to fire a few people because the guest, of course, was like a shithead to him or whatever. And we've had a few agents, because these assholes are so stupid, they don't realize that all the fucking calls, inbound and outbound, are recorded.
You're like...
And they're so stupid that they use their own cell phone to do this.
Jesus Christ.
The number that's on file for them.
Exactly.
You guys will piss them off some sort of way. And then they'll call them back. Yeah, you stupid bitch. Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Oh, don't do that.
And start talking shit to them and everything else. Some of them are so stupid that they call from their computer.
Oh, my God. For real?
So the call is recorded.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. And we've had to fire a few people for that. But that's harassment. Like, you can't do that.
Yeah, no. And it reminded me of... And I know I've touched on this story early in our days of doing this show. But man, I was just like, what did you fucking expect to happen here, you idiot? I'll just call this girl the devil. She was the devil. I came into work. I can't remember why, but for some reason, I came into work on a Sunday to get some calls scored. And that whole side of the building where collections sat, where we sat at the time, was huge. But for the most part, it was Sunday morning. It was empty. It was only like 7:30. We had a good number of people come in on Sundays, but at that point in the day, they weren't there. Most of them would start at like 9.
Yeah.
Because it's a huge room, but there weren't many people, you could hear individual conversations occurring from cubicles and cubicles away. So I hear this, what sounds like a very contentious call just from her end. And I was like, what is going on? Okay. So I made a mental note of it. I'll pull those calls later to see what the fuck, right? About an hour later, I'm about wrapping it up and I pull the call. And it was collections, and this woman picks up and we're like, hi, is, Bob there? And she's like, no, I'm sorry. He's in hospice. She asked, is his spouse there? And she said, oh, well, she's with him. And she's like, well, do you know when they'll be available? Like, straight up snarky as shit.
Like, and do you not understand what the fuck hospice is?
And that's the thing. The woman on the phone, who we found out was the client's daughter, or the customer's daughter, she was like, very gently, she was like, do you know what hospice is?
Right.
Like, do you understand what that means?
Right.
Like you're probably not going to get your money. Okay.
Right. And at this point, me and my family don't give a fuck about you.
Exactly. Right. And like a fucking cunt, she goes, yeah, it's where you're waiting to die and they're taking care of you. What the fuck? And she goes, and the woman on the phone, the daughter, is like, oh, and just like, she was so verbally disgusted.
With good reason.
Yeah, exactly. And I look, and she hangs up on her. And I happen to glance and look and see, we called that woman back like 6 times. Huge no in collection world.
Yeah.
Like mega. Even if you were having a perfectly pleasant conversation and the call disconnected, you are not allowed to call them back. Okay? It's a highly regulated situation.
Because they can say that's harassment. They harassed me. I hung up. They kept calling me back.
Exactly.
They harassed me.
And she just kept calling her back. And the woman was just like, are you kidding me right now? What are you doing? The woman was just like, stop calling or I am going to file charges against you for harassment. And she's like, you didn't answer my question. When will they be available? I was like, girl, what the fuck? Finally, she gave up. I fired off an email to the supervisor, who was at the time Frank, who the whole Cal group hadn't even started yet. And he was the only supervisor in there. And I was like, Frank, here are these calls. I know it's Sunday, but she needs to be gone now.
Yeah.
Because she is putting us at risk. And I don't know what it was, if this was a one-off, this woman just hit the wrong button or what. But this is not acceptable.
Regardless,
I'm like, we need to send her home. HR can deal with her in the morning, but I don't want her here today. And Frank listened to the calls and was like, what the fuck? Where did her brain go on vacation to? I'm like, I don't know, but no. And he walked her out. And when they brought her back in to talk to her about it, I was there. And that's when she said, ugh, Laura, not all of us can sound like we just jumped out of a Happy Meal. I'm like, I didn't ask you to sound like you were jumping out of a Happy Meal. I asked you to be a decent fucking person.
Right.
Who, I don't know, follows the law. It's not, between the morality issue of it and the legal issue of it, it was just wrong all the way around.
Right.
And the fact that she just looked at it as it was just a problem with her tone.
Yeah,
like,
no.
Least of your fucking problems.
No, yeah, no. And
Very
I always,
least.
I tell my agents, because a lot of them don't understand that. They don't understand the whole tone thing, and they don't understand it's not what you say, it's how you say it sometimes.
Right. Exactly.
And a lot of them think that they're just there to take an order. Well, no, you're customer service.
Right.
This is customer service.
Absolutely.
So you use a tone that sounds customer service. You use a pace that shows urgency. You use this, and a few of them try to give me pushback sometime, like, well, you guys want us to do this, this, and this. Okay. Well, I can't do it in that time, really, because the other 73 people can.
Yeah.
And if you're telling me that you can't do it because, they want us to do all these things, then maybe this is not the right job for you.
Right.
Move. Get on. Nobody's making you stay here.
Go.
I have one agent that she's a pretty good performer, but every time something doesn't go her way or she gets fucked off on her quality over something that she knows that she's supposed to do or not do,
right,
she threatens to quit. So this last time
then fucking
called
quit.
her. I was like, okay, well, let me know what your last day will be.
What was her response?
I have to talk to my wife first.
Okay.
Oh. Go right ahead. Talk to your wife. And then once you guys figure it out, let me know. That was like a month ago. So
yeah, of course.
Mm-hmm.
She's like,
yeah,
I hate
yeah.
those people. That you're like, you're not a big loss.
You're not. You're actually, I'm tired of fucking babysitting you.
Yeah.
I really am.
Yeah. Like, have fun.
Yeah.
Talk to you later.
Yeah, bye
Hopefully
now.
not. This one is gross.
Oh, God.
Okay. And I hate to say it, but of course it's from Texas.
Yeehaw. Texas always has weird shit going on.
And this is from Willie Malson.
Willie?
From Texas.
Oh, boy.
He says, I wasn't at work when this happened, but I received a text with a woman's picture and a note that she is banned from the store. Okay. I get to work the next day and I hear the full story. Our employees only bathroom is in a back room along with the employee lockers and all overstock. Therefore, we don't have a public restroom. Like, I would assume that's a security issue. Like, you don't want customers being able to just walk in and take your employees' stuff.
Right.
So, therefore, we don't have a public restroom. We are in a strip shopping center with a grocery store, 2 restaurants, and a few other stores. So when a customer asks to use the restroom, we tell them the locations of the public restrooms in the center. So honestly, it sounds like no big of a deal than like having to walk to the other end of Walmart to go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Like, it's not that big of a fucking deal.
Yeah, but somebody will make it into a big fucking deal.
Oh, this bitch made it into a big fucking deal. So in our back room, we have an area under the sink with a faucet only about 2 feet from the floor, with a small retaining wall on the floor surrounding a drain hole. This is used to fill up our mop bucket. So basically, you've got a faucet really low that can directly fill up a water bucket without having to bend over and without it being so high that it's going to splash water everywhere.
Right.
Makes sense?
Yeah.
So it's like a little mini sink. A woman approached the cashier. Where's your restroom? My coworker said, I'm sorry, but we don't have a public one. And the woman says, well, let me use the employee restroom then.
Oh.
And my coworker then explained why she couldn't use that one. She said fine and went about her shopping. The woman paid for a couple things and left. Another employee came up to the registered wide-eyed and mouth agape. Coworker 2 tells coworker 1, I was in the back taking my break when this woman came into the back room, tried the restroom door, and then proceeded to drop her shorts, squat over that drain, and pee. She grabbed some paper towels, wiped, and went on her merry way. I was in too much shock to even say anything to her. They poured an entire bottle of bleach in the drain and mopped around it. The next day, the manager went to a big box store and bought another mop and mop bucket. What the fuck?
You know what? So
were you raised by wolves?
So
come on.
Because we're little, when I was going to school, I had a job at Kmart. Mm-hmm. And at the end of the night, you have to straighten up the store and everything.
Right.
I don't know how many times we would have to have somebody go into like the little houseware section or whatever and get the cleaning supplies out, or go to the janitorial part or whatever.
Right.
Because in the dressing rooms, it wasn't just a one-off thing. Constantly, some people would take a full-blown shit in the dressing room. Or pee all over stuff.
What the fuck?
All the time. All the time. Yeah. Yep, they used to shit in stuff or they would shit and then cover it up with
Why?
clothes. And then you would go in there to pick the clothes up off the floor or off the little bench or whatever and just get a handful of shit.
Who raises these people?
People are disgusting.
I remember when I was pregnant, I went to Target and I went into the dressing room
Mm-hmm.
and I had taken off my jeans and just kind of threw them on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
And I tried on this dress. It wasn't really what I wanted. I was like, whatever. And I pick up my jeans and they are soaking wet. Like there was like a puddle in the carpet that you couldn't see,
Mm-hmm.
but I was like, oh my God. And now it was all over my pants. I was like, first of all, I'm pregnant. I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
And I don't want to put it on my skin.
No.
Like, ew, that's disgusting. So I put the dress back on. I went to the front of the store, to the customer service desk, and I explained. I was like, I think someone possibly peed in there, and now my clothes are covered in pee. I am pregnant. I'm not comfortable putting this, or maybe it's a chemical. I don't know what the fuck it is. Right? I'm certainly not going to smell it.
Right, or taste it or something. Like you fucking, no.
Like,
I'm
ew.
getting a new Target outfit. That's what that is.
So I was like, I would like to be checked out. I'm perfectly willing to pay for this dress, but I'm not putting these clothes back on. So can you just ring up this dress? And I like pulled the tag out from under my armpit and was like, here you go. And the girl was so sweet. She was just like, oh my God, I'm so no, don't even pay for the dress. She was like, it's fine. Go. Let me go. And I went home wearing this dress that I didn't want. And I thought, honestly, I'll go home and I'll bring it back later. Because I didn't want it. But she was just like, no, here you go. But who the fuck?
Why do people, I don't understand. Like, I have been in public bathrooms and you see people that just.
Did you ever see that video of that woman in Walmart who literally just dropped trow and pooped? Right in the produce section.
Why do people do that?
I don't know. I feel like there's got to be some sort of disorder.
I have been sick, really sick. And not once has it ever occurred to me or have I felt the need to just shit where I'm at. Or take a pee right there, I...
Never dawned on me. Not once.
No. Never.
Jesus.
Never.
You're like, where do these people come from?
Right. Who fucking raised you?
Thank you.
Ugh.
Oh my God. Your mother is so proud.
Ugh.
This is the last one. This is from somebody in the UK. I wish to rename nameless.
Oh, Lord.
This is one of those, I feel like this is one of those rich people things that you're just like, you just have nothing better than to find something to bitch about.
Of course.
Of
course.
Really?
You know what kills me is when you're on the phone with somebody who thinks that they're just better than you. And then whenever they're at my job now, taking orders or whatever, or even at the bank, when they say, that'll be all. Ooh, that pisses me off.
Yeah.
That phrase.
I am not your
I'm not your fucking maid. I hate it. That shit pisses me off. It will turn my whole face upside down.
Be all.
That'll be all.
Servants.
Fuck you. Yeah.
No. So I work in a call center in the UK, and a caller calls up and says, I want to talk to you about the customer service in your stores. And I say, certainly, ma'am. If you need to make a complaint, I'll need to. And the caller cuts me off and says, well, that's the thing. It was excellent. it was exceptionally good. I say, oh, well, that's wonderful, ma'am. If you let me know which store you visited, I can. She cuts me off again. I'm still complaining, though. Okay. I see, but I don't see. What is the nature of the complaint, ma'am?
Did they smile too much? Was it what?
Essentially, you just nailed it.
Shut up.
The caller says, well, you obviously spend way too much money on training your staff. Spend less on them. I can live with them being a little rough around the edges and pass those savings on to the customer.
So if you were going through if I was a cashier and you were going through my line and I spit in your artichoke, you would be mad. But if I smile too much and I'm too pleasant, then now you're mad. So
we can't fucking win.
I went to I forget which Walmart it was, and I want to say, and if you live in Colorado Springs, you know, nobody should go to this one unless you were desperate. But I was in the area, and so I just went to the one on Platte, right?
Oh, God. Yeah.
So I go through the line. The cashier doesn't say hello, doesn't ask me anything, doesn't even tell me my total.
Mm-hmm.
Like, at the end, she just looks at me. And so I look at the total, I swipe my card, and she hands me my receipt. No words were exchanged.
Yeah.
And so when I was getting my receipt, I said, I just wanted to tell you, oh my God, your customer service.
Chef's kiss. Mwah.
Stellar. Like, wow. This bitch looks at me and was like, thank you. I said, no, really, like, I think that they should model all of the other cashiers after your just, oh my God.
Stellar.
Your customer service is just really out of this world. And still, she's looking at me, and she's like,
you're right.
Like, oh my God, I'm glad somebody noticed. Right? That's how she's looking at me. And then she was just like, oh, well, I said, if you can't tell, I'm being fucking sarcastic. You have the most worst, horrible fucking customer service I've ever seen. You said not a fucking word to me.
Yeah.
Nothing. You should not work here. And I grabbed my shit and I walked off. And then she just sat there looking at the people behind me, and the girl were just like, what the fuck just happened?
See, I had almost the opposite. Like, I remember going through one of the quick change lines in Walmart where it was 20 items or less or whatever. And there was this older dude in front of me, and the cashier was perfectly pleasant. She was like, okay, here you go. Your total's this. He gives the total and he pays. She hands him the receipt and she goes, there you go.
Right.
Okay. Perfectly fine. And he takes the receipt and he's just standing there holding the receipt with his arms still out. He's looking at the receipt and looking at her like he's expecting something else.
What did you want? You thought you got a free donkey? Like, what are you waiting for?
Like, okay, a free donkey. So he's just staring at her, and she starts ringing up my stuff, and she's like, how you doing today, ma'am? And I say, good. And he's just still standing there to where I can't move forward to stand there. And she kind of is like, she realizes that he's still standing there like a fucking statue. And she's looking at him like, can I help you? And he says, you have a nice day too, bitch.
Oh.
And I was like, and you could tell she was really shocked, as I think I was. And I was like, sir, that wasn't necessary. And he said, well, she could have said, have a nice day. I said, oh, because she said, here you go, in a pleasant tone. That wasn't good enough for you. Fuck off.
Some people are just being nitpicky, but I do expect them to at least acknowledge me, because if we get down to it, I pay your fucking salary.
Of course, but that wasn't the situation.
That wasn't the situation.
She did acknowledge him.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck is your problem,
I know,
bro?
Some people are just dicks. Like, I unless I'm in a super big rush and the line is super long, I won't use the self-checkout. I don't work there.
Yeah.
I don't work there.
That's how George feels too.
I don't fucking work there. Mm-hmm. And it pisses me off to have to use that stupid thing unless the line is really long or I only have one or two things.
Right.
And when I was at King Soopers by my house the other day, the girl was like, hey, the self-checkout is open. And I said, and I don't work here. And she just looked at me like, oh, okay. No, I fucking don't.
Like I don't work here.
I don't work here. I don't.
See, and I don't go through any line.
Yeah, so when
I do the self-scan with my cell phone and then just walk out the door.
That, and I just always forget to use it.
I like it because I don't have to touch anything anybody else has touched, and that's why I appreciate it.
Yeah, I mean, it would probably save me a lot of time too. But the way I feel is, I don't work here.
And that's a personal preference.
Right, right. I don't work.
Fine.
There's this one cashier. I forget what store it is, but whenever you buy something, this lady pisses me off, and she's been at this store forever. And every time you buy something, she'll scan it, and then she has to look at it for a good 10 seconds, and then she puts it in the bag. And then
Is she shopping?
And then she puts it, bitch, just load my groceries up. Just come on. What are you So whenever the kids were little, and she's worked there that long.
Wow.
That the kids were little. And Sophia at the time, I was getting WIC for her.
Mm-hmm.
And, you can only buy certain things on WIC.
Right.
And she would, at first I thought that maybe she was just looking to make sure that, it was WIC eligible. But then she does it with everything. I mean, you work here. I'm pretty sure you perused the fucking aisles, lady. Like, why are you...
Yeah, why are you taking
why are
this
you,
time?
Right. Come on, let's move it. You move. I got 2 kids here. I got to go. go. Come on. Yeah, so
keep the line moving, honey.
Right. And that's why I think now, because I'm so unfit all the time, that it's better for me to just use Instacart or send Sophia.
Yeah.
Because I absolutely cannot deal with too many people. I don't work there.
No.
I don't know where,
You don't need to be dealing with that.
No, I'm too unfit.
So, one last thing. One of our listeners sent us a question, and I'd really like to know from our other listeners what they know about it. I'm super curious, and we might do a deep dive on this. But have you heard of this company called Nicola?
No.
Apparently, it's some sort of, there's some kind of scandal going on here.
Oh, Lord.
Some
sort of Bitcoin dog bites or whatever they call them. What is that shit called? The dog coins or Doja coins or whatever?
Doja coin, yeah.
Dog coins.
Dog coins. So, this is a company called Nicola, and it's an electric truck startup.
Oh, fuck off. Is it supposed to be a knockoff of Tesla?
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, my God.
And apparently, it's got some sort of fraud. So, if you guys are interested in this, because I hadn't heard of it, I started digging into it. Here's one article from, let's take a look at carandriver.com, Colin Beresford. This is the latest turmoil began after a company called Hindenburg Research released, I know, right?
Well, there's your first.
I know, right? Just saying.
Yeah.
On September 10th, that called Nicola an intricate fraud built on dozens of lies. Crucially, though, Hindenburg is a short seller and stands to make money if Nicola's stock falls, which it did after the report was released. The report, using evidence such as private phone calls, texts, and emails, alleged actions such as suggesting that technology, which were not yet functioning, were actually running fine, lying about technology capabilities as well as partnership and other issues. Also, the credibility of the report has been questioned due to Hindenburg's financial interest. Just their name alone.
Yeah, the whole thing. I mean, first off, you're a knockoff of Tesla, and then the place is called Hindenburg.
Yeah.
I just really feel like...
It's just a clusterfuck of bad.
Right, the whole thing is just bad juju from the beginning. I think that you should just give up.
Yeah, so I'm going to dig into this, and we might do this as a deep dive.
Okay.
So,
anybody want a baby update?
Yes, we need a baby update.
So, Thursday.
Yes.
Thursday, Avery and Hannah found out the sex of the baby.
Yay. You still don't know it.
Do you?
No. I tried to get it from Sophia.
Well, because the rest of the free fucking world does.
Well, that's why I bugged Sophia. I messaged her, and she didn't answer me. I was like, I promise I won't tell Tanya.
I have a picture of the baby stretching.
Aww.
And you can... Did I show you?
No.
Okay. So... The baby is stretching.
I got a picture of TJ yawning.
Look, he's stretching.
Aww.
Oh, it's so cute. So I don't know boy or girl yet, but so yesterday I was in Costco with my friend Barbara, and Avery called me, and he was like, "Hey, where you at? What are you doing?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm at Costco." He was like, "Who you with?" I said, "Oh, with Barbara," and he was like, "Oh." He was like, "Oh, well, tell her I said hi." I said, "Okay." And Barbara keeps bugging him too, like, let me know what the baby is.
Right.
So he was like, "Hey, let me talk to Barbara." So Barbara gets on the phone, and next thing I hear is, "Oh my God, no, I won't say a thing."
Aw, that's not nice.
I know, Avery. I know you want it to be a surprise for her. So she hands me back my phone. "Are you fucking serious? You just told my friend, but you won't tell me?" Oh, how cute.
He was like holding his little fist up by his cheeks, and he yawned, and he looked like that painting of the Scream.
Right, yeah.
Sorry.
So So I was like, for real, you're telling everybody. So apparently everybody knows. Last night he came over because he's making a brisket for 4th of July. He's going to smoke it at my house, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he brings over this brisket, and he's out in the garage talking to Uncle David, and he's like, hey, you want to know what the baby is? And David told him no, because your mother knows me so well that she will pick up on the fact that I know, and she will get it out of me.
Yeah.
He was like, you know I can't tell your mom no about anything.
Yeah.
You know I just can't.
Yeah.
He was like, so, no, I don't want to know.
Okay, so next weekend we have to record so we can
So
do a big reveal.
So we had already decided. So Hannah's birthday is Wednesday.
Right.
And she was like, so we were thinking, because my mom's coming to town, because her mom lives in Wisconsin.
Right.
So, her mom really hasn't been able to go to any doctor's appointments or, any of that stuff.
Right.
And I'm sitting here watching the girl's belly grow every week. So
Right.
I was like, yeah, So they want to do something a little bit special for
The moms.
the
grandmas.
the
yeah.
grandmas that are,
And it's sweet.
yeah, and do something to involve her mom too. So we're gonna do just a family only gender reveal. Here's the thing: Avery's football team knows what it is.
Oh my God.
His friends know what it is.
Should have kept it a secret from everybody.
Yeah, no, everybody knows. Everybody knows, except for me and Hannah's mom. Everybody knows.
That's
right.
driving you crazy.
So it is, but you know what? So last night Avery came over and we were sitting there talking, and he was like, "Yeah, blah 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 blah. He blah 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 blah. He." So I said, "Oh, you said he." He was like, "I've always called him a he. I've always called the baby a he." I was like, okay. He was like, "But we have the name picked out. Already, and we will tell you what the name is on Wednesday." He was like, me and Hannah are doing something special for the grandmas to reveal the gender to them.
Oh, so
And
you
I
only
was
got 4
like-
days left, and then we find
And
out.
then I get to know what the baby is.
The grandbaby.
Little pterodactyl.
Little pterodactyl.
That's what I call the baby all the time. Little pterodactyl.
Because that's what his pictures look like.
Yeah, it's pterodactyl because the P is silent. So Wednesday I will know, and we'll probably take a video of it, do a live or something.
Yay.
So, and then we'll know what we're getting. I'm so excited.
So stay tuned.
Yeah, so we'll get to know soon.
So next week, come back and you will find out, to be continued.
Right, what Tanya's new grandbaby is going to be. I'm so excited. I never thought I would be this excited about.
It is exciting.
I mean, I'm not financially responsible for it, but I do have a room in my house. Sophia and her friend, Sophia bought the baby some Crocs last night.
Okay, random.
I said, well, put them in the baby's room. And Sophia's friend Taylor was like, the baby has a room? And Sophia was like, yeah, come here, look. So they go into the spare room, and there's a bed and a dresser, TV, everything in there.
Mm-hmm.
But then there's so much baby shit in this room. There's swings, bouncy seats, cases of diapers, wipes, some clothes. Just
Baby galore.
It's everything. The only thing I have not gotten yet is I have to go to Jess's and get the playpen that I got from her. Because, she had 4,000 kids, and and then Stan was pregnant, so there's been a lot of kids.
Right.
And there was a brand new playpen.
Right.
And it came with a little case and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So I snatched that up because it was only $15.
Yeah.
So I got that. But then for the kids' house, I'm getting a play-in pack. The one that has the changing table in it. And then you can lower it and take everything out. And then it becomes a playpen or whatever. Because they have such a small apartment and they can't move for a few months after the baby comes.
It to be multifunctional.
Right.
Yeah.
I have high chairs. I have everything. Taylor went in there and she was like, oh my God. I said, Sophia was like, right. And she hasn't even got to clothes yet.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, no.
Just wait.
Just wait. Next week.
I'm gonna go nuts.
So next week I'm going to go buy the play-in pack. And then I'm going to get, then I'm going to start on clothes and diapers.
There you go. Well, keep sending those emails to qasincucumber@yahoo.com and come back next week to find out the sex of the grandbaby.
Little pterodactyl.
So until next time, I'm Lara Mack.
And I'm Tanya Edwards.
Love your faces.
Smooches.
Like what you hear? Rate, review, and subscribe on iTunes or your favorite podcasting platform. and follow us on our Facebook page by searching Q as in Cucumber. And we want to hear from you. Share your stories by emailing us at qasincucumber@yahoo.com, and you might just hear your stories on a future episode. Love your faces.
This call may be monitored and recorded for quality assurance.